Welcome back.
Welcome. BitmonkeyTV, episode number 28.
Number 28.
My name is Marcelo.
And I'm Scott.
And this is Non-Fungible Token Fridays.
Yeah,
where we talk NFTs. And I know we haven't had an interview in a while, but we have a special guest in Austin, the founder, producer, director over at, I hope I didn't butcher that, over at One Blue Land. A very thoughtful NFT project.
Yeah, it's a fun episode.
We cannot wait to dig into it and to have him on air to walk through the website and also give his perspective and what inspired this project and his path, right? So, but we're going to kick off with some pleasantries, kind of recap on the week, and take it from there. We already sent an invite, so he should be on here in the next 10-15 minutes or so. So Scott, the Mr. Twitterverse updater over here. I know I try to do my best to stay on that Twitterverse like you, but
I'm on everything.
I am, you know me in my airplane mode for my technology. I know it's been more minimal recently, but
well, just some news today, not news, but I hope you guys woke up in time for the art blocks drop today. Set your timers for that one. I was watching it. I was participating in my mind from the sideline because I knew it was going to be slightly out of my price range. Mm-hmm. But it was a Dutch auction. One of the art blocks curated pieces dropped, and it started at 3. And then every 5 minutes, it dropped half an Ethereum till about, I think, 1.5.
Mm-hmm. And that's when they all got
then
snagged.
it dropped 0.25 after that 1.5 mark.
Did it actually make it to the floor? I was just about to say, just like MeBits, just like V. No. Well, VFriends, surprisingly, it was an underdog, I think. People overlooked it because of some...
Wait, was that all Dutch auction?
Yeah, it was Dutch auction, and not all of the characters reached floor. Right? Yeah. The ones that he was touting since day one.
Yeah.
But a lot of characters did that
what
I was
did
surprised
it start
by. It depends on the rarity.
Yeah.
But I believe core started at 2.5 or 3 and ended at 0.5.
Got it.
And it was over the course of so many hours, right?
Dude, that's so exciting. Like, actually watching it. That was my first Dutch auction. In full transparency, I'm still so new to this scene, man, but I love it. That was my first time watching it and participating. And, like, I was talking to one of the Discords, and we were, like, kind of watching the price. And I think it started at 3, right? And I think they sold maybe just under 100 at 3 or something like that. And then it got to 2.5, a little over, that mark. And then once it hit 2, 1.5, gone. Like, it just flew. I was like, okay, maybe I have a chance. This is pretty sweet. I like how the price keeps dropping. There's only, there's like 800 left. I think I have a chance. Nope.
That's so. I got a funny story about that too. Like, for the gift goats on the VFriends launch. Yeah. I originally had my eye on number 7. Nope, that didn't work out. And then it was 55. Nope, that didn't work out. And then I ended up with number 77. Yeah, it just kept falling and falling and falling. And I tried to snag it at 5.55555 to capture Gary's attention. Yeah. Had I known what I know now, probably just let that hit floor, get another core, flip that core for 10 ETH right now. Absolutely insane. So congratulations, VFriends. All the projects succeeding. Bored Ape Club, Punks.
What was the floor?
Animatas, Monkey, all these projects.
What was the floor, Marcelo? This is a conversation back and forth. If I'm going to interrupt you, we're going.
I know. I was in a roll, so I was committed.
I'm going to take back the Marcelo show.
But what more of what? The VFriends?
VFriends. Did you say it went down to 0.25 was the lowest?
Depending on the rare. Are you talking about from the launch?
No, you were saying
talking about the secondary market.
No, from the Dutch auction.
Dutch auction, yeah, depending on the piece. Like, some started at 75 ETH and went down to 15.
Wait, really?
Yeah, the Keynote Koala. That's honestly what changed my entire strategy. I was like,
that's insane, dude.
Yeah, when I saw that, I was like, oh, people are going to snag those near the top. And to my surprise, they actually reached the floor.
Yeah.
Right? But by that time, I think I had 5 moral monkeys.
That's
so I was like, I changed my approach quite a bit, which I do not regret because we're here. Yeah. This project exists. This podcast is it's real. We're going.
We're doing it.
Yeah.
There was another thing.
Give me a vegan burger. Got to get the most out of it,
Give me an empty burger. I don't need any.
I want mine homemade. I want it made by one of the best Michelin star restaurants.
So I wanted to talk about another lesson that Marcelo taught, or a lesson Marcelo taught me today. So there's an artist that I love, Kid 8. He does the Devils on Rare Bull. If you're not familiar, you should check him out. But he did a collaboration recently that I heard about, a couple days ago, and I had forgotten that it dropped today. And then Silva tweeted something about it, and I was like, oh yeah, let me look. And I saw it, and I was like, oh my god, Kid 8 piece. Like, I've wanted a Kid 8 piece since I started looking into NFT pieces. And I was like, sick. I'm gonna try to catch the bid, right when it gets to a certain point. And I'm not familiar with how like some of the auctions work. And he told me like right before I was about to send my bid, he's like, you realize like if it gets under 10, when you get a bid, it resets to 10. And I was like, oh dang, good call. So I jumped in just over that. And I lost out on the bid because someone bid over higher than me, and I didn't have enough to continue bidding. And he was like,
and I knew
I was gonna tell
like,
you, if you don't have the funds to continue bidding, like you shouldn't just submit one because
times three. I was like, a rule of times three, like because you're gonna figure out your number, wrap it, and be ready to go over. Yeah, and then draw your line in the sand. That's what happened. For those who don't know, this ball right here. It's right here.
There you go.
That's from the 2009 Rising Stars game, sophomore, freshman game. Kevin Durant's signatures on there. Derrick Rose's first round draft pick signatures on there. Countless other signatures are on there. Wilson Chandler, who teamed up with Crypto Kickers, which is another OG NFT project where they wear wearables for the metaverse in crypto boxes.
You won that through that kind of style.
So yeah, I won the bid on these this unique metaverse ball that actually bounces, and the underlying utility was the real life signed ball of all these signatures from both
but
teams.
Did you have to bid? Like, did you? Because we were talking about like the bids.
Oh no! So no, let me get to the point.
I have to unspoil
Let me get to the point. No, I was getting to the point. So
okay.
It started off as a low bid, and I was telling Scott this. I was like, it was supposed to end, I think, at 10 a.m. that day. And I was bidding till about 3 p.m. Completely messed up my whole morning routine. I had my cup of coffee, and I got in a bidding war with somebody. And
for 3 hours?
Yeah, and they were small incremental bids, and I started to learn the best thing to trick them was to actually bid under 1 minute left, because most don't pay attention. They think they win it. They think it's a glitch with the approval, right? And then that next 10 minutes that lapses, right? That's how I actually got it. Or he just gave up. I forget what it was. I think
tossed in the towel.
And then I hopped into that Discord, and they're like, "Yo, BitMonkey!" Because they could see my name, but I wasn't actually in the. Anyway, so lesson learned. Like my whole point in telling you this was, I gave myself a 1 ETH budget for that. Because I was looking at all the signatures on eBay, and I was like, if I were to flip this, what's the value that I want to put on this ball?
Yeah.
And at the time, I think Ethereum was $1,800. So I was like, that's the most I'll pay is $2,000. Like 1.1, I think I wrapped. And man, we started at, I forget what the record showed, but we were getting close, and I'm like sweating. I'm like, man, I've been here almost 5 hours. Yeah. I am done with this. Like, I'm getting tired of this.
I can imagine.
So anyway, lesson learned, like always put a little extra for the bid.
Give me my damn NFT.
Yeah, so, but hey, we have Austin in the backstage, so we
he's ready to go.
Waiting any longer here.
Hell
So we're going to bring on our guest here. He's the founder, creator, and director and producer over at One Blue Land. We're going to pop it up on the screen, but first and foremost, we're going to bring him on in.
Let's do it. Aha, nice.
I knew I should have checked. Sorry about
Give us 1 second. Marcelo is,
What's
we were
weird
winging
is,
it on that one.
No, look at this.
You had to reset.
It's actually there. Yeah.
Let's go.
What's weird?
Nice, it took like 2 seconds.
Is it was there. Austin.
Can you hear us?
Oh. Let me, man, thanks for bearing with us. Technical difficulties on the just start. Let me move you over to speakers here. All right, give it a go now.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Can you hear me?
Oh, nice. Yeah, can you hear us?
Nice. Thank you so much, guys, for having me.
Of course. Hey, thanks for taking the time.
Good to see you again. And you actually can see my face this time.
Yeah.
I know.
He's not hiding behind the avatar.
Yeah. No, it's fine. Yeah.
I was just going to say for everyone out there, we had a conversation yesterday, just kind of, got to meet Austin and talk a little bit more, like a little bit about his project and him. And I can't wait to dive into it more. So tell us a little bit about yourself, or tell the audience, just general who you are and what you're all about.
Yeah, sure. So my name is Austin, and I guess just a little background. I came to the United States when I was 9 years old from the Philippines. I lived in a basement apartment with my family members. It was a pretty small basement apartment, about 400 square feet. So for us, money was a constant topic. And being a typical Filipino kid, my parents, want me to go into nursing school. So, yeah, a lot of aunts, uncles, they're all nurses. So, I didn't really know what I wanted to do as a kid yet. But when I went to college, I decided to, let's just do it. Let's go for nursing.
Yeah.
And I graduated. And this whole journey really started when I hit 30, because being a nurse, it's a very noble profession. I learned so much, and I wouldn't be who I am today without that.
Is it something
that
you
experience?
Is it something you love to do?
It's definitely something very gratifying for me, and it's shaped me to who I am today. Yeah. The only thing was when I hit 30 years old, I don't know. There's just something about that number, 30. I felt like.
I know that feeling.
Top of the hill right here.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I mean, it's still, it's definitely still young, but
of course.
I just felt like I'm not in my 20s anymore. So
start thinking a little different, huh?
Yeah, definitely. So, for 10 years, I've been very used to a stable income, monthly paychecks, and being a nurse is very, very it's stable. So the bad part was at 30 years old, I realized that, oh crap, we had like $40,000 in debt, me and my wife.
Yeah.
So even though I was making this nice stable income every month, I realized I didn't really know how to manage money. So I just saw my life pass by pretty intensely. I got that moment.
How many hours were you putting in a week as a nurse? Like, were you spending a ton of time, like overtime and stuff there as well?
I did do a lot of overtime. Mm-hmm. And yet, the money comes and then the money goes.
Yeah.
Because we spent it on stuff and going out a lot, going to trips, but in and out. So, oh yeah.
It really does, right?
It's life,
yeah.
Man. Gets you.
Gets the best of us,
Yeah. And then I realized, oh man, I have to do something about this. I clearly don't know anything about finance, and it hit me. I was like, I have to change my life, because I just saw myself working for the next 35 more years until I hit 65. And being a nurse, I have a lot of respect for my nursing colleagues, for all the nurses out there, but for me, I just wanted to pursue something else that I feel like would reach a lot more people. Mm-hmm. Personally, as a kid, I've always been into collectibles, trading cards. I'm a big Pokemon guy.
Yeah,
trading card games. I know you are too, right?
Yeah,
right.
Collectibles and gaming. Yeah. Like I
have
a whole nother show talking about
I'll tell you
that.
after. Actually, it's a story about my Pokemon cards.
Oh, come on, hit us with
what
it.
I traded.
That's why we're here.
I traded them for a bag of Cheetos and a wallet back in the day.
Oh man,
I was hungry and it was a cool looking wallet. Yeah. I was very young.
Imagine you traded some like hollows. Like you trade a first edition Charizard or something.
There was a Charizard in there.
Oh man. Yeah. Speaking of Charizard, I actually got I traded like a Ninetales holographic.
Yeah.
For a Charizard, but it was a fake Charizard.
Oh,
so
savage. You gotta. Man, you gotta be careful.
There's so much of that now too, right?
I got screwed
with Pokemon stuff. I just recently, talking about collectibles, I got super into collecting the old Pokemon video games. I kind of went back, a few gens, and I wanted to kind of play through them. And man, the market just took off during the pandemic and everything. People got way more, I think, into collectibles and like staying at home and gaming. Mm-hmm. But I bought one. I think it was Pokemon Diamond, and I knew that there were fakes out there, and I didn't think it would happen to me. And I bought one, fake.
Didn't work.
No, I can just tell because like I looked online, you know, kind of how to tell the fakes from the original ones, and the printing and the case coloring was all off, and because if I'm gonna play the game, I want to play the official game. I want to get the real Pokemon.
I see.
You know?
Okay.
But I ended up buying a fake.
Yeah.
So happens the best of us.
Yeah, sorry for that squirrel moment. You'll learn.
Oh, no.
I'm sure you've watched a lot of our episodes. Sometimes we squirrel, take a little moment to talk about another topic.
So go on about your.
But yeah, no. So collectibles, Pokemons.
Yeah.
I'll let you continue. Sorry about
So you know, I'm into.
We're having conversation here.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, no, I love it. Please, no, we're just gonna play off each other. So
Exactly. Right?
you know, and you guys know this is very new for me. I've never really been in podcasts.
Oh yeah,
I'm actually. This is way out of my comfort zone.
Dude,
like the fact that I'm doing this.
To start
Yeah,
off, you know,
dude.
you're on your way.
Thank you for overcoming that fear on the show. You know, it's like so grateful to have you here. And likewise, you know, we just started too, man. We still get the butterflies too. At least I do sometimes. You know?
Episode 28, and I'm still nervous.
Yeah.
Like before this show, I think we're drinking coffee. I was like, I should not have had this coffee. I'm like,
horrible idea.
Showtime. But I wanted to, you know, go on a little bit more about yourself, but I really want to get into. I love the core principles and stuff that you've built into One Blue Land. But you know, tell us more about your journey, how you went from, you know, being a nurse into, you know, what you've become now.
So let me just go on with the background. So yeah, Pokemon. I'm very into Dragon Ball Z as a kid. Goku,
of course.
The first turned Super Saiyan. Warcraft, Starcraft, Final Fantasy. I'm a big Final Fantasy guy.
Yes.
So all of those kind of inspired me, and I kind of realized that I spent so much time in video games, thousands and thousands of hours, and I guess, you know, it sucked up a lot of my time. And to me, I realized, like, how can I combine my passion and transition to my next phase in life when I hit 30? Yep. So I realized, you know what? If only I read about finance, or maybe learned some of the key concepts in finance earlier when I was a kid, or maybe in my 20s, maybe things would have been a little different. And that's what inspired me to create finance comics. It's such a weird combo. I mean,
it's weird, but it's like, yeah, when I first saw the website, I was like, wait a second, what is this? Oh, whoa, so much value and knowledge, and it's such a unique vision, and the art is so awesome. Like,
yeah, man, your
vision really, it came to life, and I feel like it's just getting started. We're just seeing like the infant stage.
Definitely.
You know, but it is such a unique combo. Lay off that there.
Thank you.
Do you have a screen where we can show him?
So
and the
yeah,
website
let's.
at the same time?
Sorry to interrupt. So Scott kept pointing to like, hey,
I wanted
put
to
him
set
full
up a different
screen.
scene.
If
Sure.
you don't mind, I need to set that up because I accidentally repurposed it for showing the screen and having us both in the corner.
That's fine. That's cool.
But he's not here though.
You can put his work. We can open the website and stuff there. Like One Blue.
I thought you wanted him full screen though. You know what I mean?
I think this is good too. Just so we can talk about, his project and everything, and so the audience can get a better idea of what we're talking about.
I love it. So you guys are watching this, watching us learn.
Yeah, we're brainstorming this together.
So thanks for being a part of this.
I mean,
Austin.
that's all it is.
I really appreciate it.
We're all just growing together and learning.
We're bringing.
Yeah, while he sets us up, continue on your story.
Yeah, definitely. So 30 years old, I started reading a ton about finance. Found Gary Vee,
Yep.
Robert Kiyosaki, a lot of the finance experts out there. And I just read a lot of books, YouTube, podcasts on my way to work, on my way home. And I don't know, I just went on a rabbit hole. So whatever I learned over the past 2 or 3 years now, I compacted everything, all the key principles into these comics. Because when I learned about all of these stuff, actually, when I turned 30, that's actually the time when Bitcoin crashed. So
that winter there.
And here I was learning about finance. I got introduced to Bitcoin.
Yep.
I actually ended up putting a lot of my retirement funds into Bitcoin because I I learned so much about it, and I had such conviction that crypto was the future. And so a lot of the beginning comic books stories that I had were actually inspired by Bitcoin, because it's what led me to this financial freedom journey. So yeah, luckily I got in at around the 6,000-7,000, continued to average in over the next few years, and around May of this year, that's when that's when the Bitcoin price 10x. So from around 6,000-7,000, actually even down as low as 4,000, all the way up to 60K. And at that point, I was like, you know what? I have enough funds. Let me pursue my passion, and let me take that leap into making my own collectibles. So at that point, around May, I sold half my position. None of this is financial advice, by the way.
Yeah,
but,
I love it. I love it.
But I did sell half my position. I kept the other half because I definitely believe in it. In the future, we're only beginning, and I took that leap from that 9 to 5 job. Not 9 to 5; it's actually more like 8 to 8, 12-hour shifts, 3 to 4 times a week. But I took that leap, and I decided to pursue my passions, which is infuse finance into collectibles, comics, stories, and my goal is to hopefully inspire people to just take control of their financial futures, because finance is presented to us as very dry, very boring, and I think we naturally just gravitate away from it as as kids, as teenagers.
It can be not as exciting as any other subject, right?
Yeah,
just crunching numbers and stuff.
No, definitely.
If you're into that thing, if you're naturally inclined, with math and you like statistics and all that, sure. But for the average Joe, maybe not so much.
Yeah. But speaking of that, I do love math, so I'm a math guy.
There you go.
First, I love stats. But my passions is definitely into collectibles, comics, stories, characters, and so I embodied basically everything that I've learned to get me to this point, and I created these characters, these original characters, that hopefully will inspire a lot of people out there when they read them.
Dude,
I gotta think. Yeah.
First and foremost, when I saw the art, I was stunned, dude. It is so good. The artist that you've brought on board.
Yeah.
Did you do any of the art yourself, or did you kind of contract out the artists and stuff?
Yeah, no, I have to do a very big shout out to all the artists, writers, letterers that I've worked with, because without them, this wouldn't be possible.
Yeah.
I'm the visionary, but I can't draw. I could doodle, but in order to create these crazy looking characters, I had to get help, and I'm very lucky to have found and met all my artists online.
It looks so good. I love the style of art that's on the website, and the the NFTs, the comics, all of it. It fits well into the same sort of universe together, but like they each stand alone, like in their own right. The comics from the NFTs and stuff too. It's just really sick.
No, go for it. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I was gonna say, I actually wasn't gonna do NFTs. I was just creating comics a year ago, but then but then on May, that's when VeeFriends launched. So I was so inspired by VeeFriends. I mean, I'm sure we'll say this is the NFT Friday, so I'm sure we're gonna talk a lot about VeeFriends NFTs later.
Oh yeah.
But that was the big push that made me create my own NFTs out of these characters, because just the way Gary is doing it, it's that's the future.
Oh man. Sorry, you was saying.
Oh, sorry about that. I just noticed your video was out. But 100%, like, that's really amazing how you were already working on this idea, right? And then somebody who you consume their content you kind of get this hint, and you've already been in the industry too. You've already been an investor since, a hodler. You're the true hodler. You're the true definition of a hodler, man. I love it.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, speaking of hodling, that time that I quit around May, when I took that leap, that's actually also when the price of crypto got cut in half. So luckily at that time, I put a big portion of my position into VFriends, into NFTs, and I gotta thank the community, man, because those NFTs, Gary, it saved me, because I protected my my assets from crashing all the way 50%.
That's amazing. Yeah, that was for me. So getting in 2017, right before that, during the hype cycle, that crash was very disheartening. And I'm sure it was, for a lot of people, whether they're going to pull out of that or not. And I'm just stoked. Like, my whole friend group kind of got into it at the same time. I, held a few of my positions, but sort of put it to the side. And it seems like you just kind of kept crushing it through that crypto winter, and learning more and sort of really believing in the technology.
Yeah, no, definitely. It did not. I mean, I was riding the roller coaster.
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys know. Yeah. It does not feel good to see your portfolio get cut. Oh
right? Man, it does not.
Especially when you took that leap and don't have that steady income anymore.
Exactly right. It gets even. Man, the swings, I could only imagine, are even stronger.
Marcelo, I think when you screen it, I think that's when we have the issues.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I think it's trying to take this capture here. Yeah, so there we go.
I guess I'll just leave it like this.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, thanks for bearing with us. This is we have a new layout, and we have this double window now where we're testing it out with you.
Yeah.
Oh no,
hey,
it's still doing it.
I love to be.
But you went full screen again. That's why.
No, I didn't.
It's full screen. Look.
What's that?
No, see, and it comes back when you're in that other screen and you're.
I have to be here. It's weird.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, don't worry. I feel you guys. Like, literally, like this setup that I have too. I like this camera, the battery for the camera, all these wires.
Oh yeah.
OBS, all these stuff I just learned also just like this week. So I'm adjusting with you guys here.
Yeah, this is a unique.
See, when you were windowed. Oh, because is that the same capture? Put this as windowed. You can't do that?
You want me to put this as windowed?
Yeah, that's what. And then I think that fixes it. See what? Okay. Now give it a second. Boom. Boom, baby.
Boom. All right.
I don't know why. I don't know why, but it was, yeah.
So, hey, food for thought. We're using Streamlabs OBS. It's just, they changed the GUI a little bit. The free version works just great. But
we can probably, I guarantee you, it's
for our window capture,
captures,
it's weird. Anytime we tried to hit F11 on the keyboard to get rid of that top menu bar on the PC, it would gray you out. So if you come across this same problem, interviewing other people for your show, let us know. And hey,
we're back.
Right? Yeah.
That's all that matters.
I know we talked about this off air, but we're excited to watch you get yours rolling, and watch you hop on more shows, and let's get back to it. Let me go back full screen here.
Yeah. So, so you want me to talk about the comics, or?
So I would like to ask you a few questions.
Yeah, please.
If that's okay. So
yeah.
I really love when we get into this part. I love the characters that you've created. This is what caught my eye first. The art was fantastic, and then I started to dig deep, and I'm like, oh, what? He's created characters, and I guess the term is lore. The story behind the character is that of real life characters who have the same struggles, most of which, I mean, as I'm reading this, it's like, yeah, okay, but it's like it's an awesome reminder, and it's such a unique approach with the NFT world, and your utility behind the ownership of each character and the ownership of the comics. I just wanted to showcase the entrepreneur first and foremost, since I think what brought us together, right, is we're both VFriends holders. So I mean, that's one of the top dog entrepreneurs in the world, Gary Vaynerchuk. Shout out to VFriends, Gary V. So I would love to hear your inspiration behind this character.
Yeah.
And I'll just start from top. Let me know when you'd like me to scroll, and I'll continue here.
Yeah, no worry. So the entrepreneur, I mean, for me, can you guys still hear me? Because I think I lost my screen there.
Yeah, we can hear you, but your screen's gone again. I think when you come back to here, it should come back. Yeah.
I just have to go to him when he's talking. It's weird.
It wouldn't be a true BitmonkeyTV episode without some technical difficulty.
Yeah, we're gonna sort this one out.
Just go with it. You're good.
That's the entrepreneur, right? You're always problem solving. So we just got to keep at it.
Exactly.
But yeah, it's for the inspiration behind the entrepreneur. So one of my VFriends is actually the entrepreneur elf, and the reason that's my profile pic, and I got that specific one is because I'm not an entrepreneur. I've been in healthcare all my life, so all I've known was nursing. But throughout that journey, I did learn a lot about leadership, working with people, and just because in order to be a nurse, you also need to have a lot of grit.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
Yeah, yeah, because you're gonna see people, in their worst conditions, in their best conditions. It's also an emotional roller coaster, but I think it really built me, and it made me who I am today. So I bought the entrepreneur elf because I needed to take that leap and see if I could play that character, after now that I'm transitioning in this bigger phase in my life. So I wanted to challenge myself to see if I could do it, and so far I'm loving it, man.
It's funny though, because you say that you're not an entrepreneur, but you are now. I think you maybe have a bit of imposter syndrome, but you've done it. You are now in the shoes of an entrepreneur, and you're living that out.
You've always had the spirit. It sounds like you've had that spirit in you, and for you to visualize this project and start to execute on it the way you have. I mean, it's if that's not the definition of an entrepreneur, I don't know what is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Man, I'm just can't say it enough. Oh, yeah. No, I'm sorry. I just had a squirrel moment. Are those Pokemon cards in the background there? I see.
Yeah.
Oh, they look PSA graded.
Right.
Yep. I collect the PSA graded cards. I sold them back in the past on eBay.
Yeah.
But our first house actually, we used my profits from Pokemon cards to pay for that down payment.
That's amazing. That is so sick.
Yeah. So Pokemon, man.
Dude, that's great.
I mean, there's so much. Yeah, no, there's so much alternative investments now. I mean, to me, they've always been investments, but now I think really NFTs and collectibles have really skyrocketed, and now all the eyes are on them. But yeah, moving back to the entrepreneur. I mean, yeah, I'll talk more about the Pokemon later, but
yeah. Sorry, I just squirreled. I was like, no.
Yeah. So the one in the back, actually, that's a Charizard PSA graded, signed by the artist himself, Mitsuhiro Arita. That's one of my prized possessions. Remember that Charizard that I told you?
What grade is it?
That one is it's not graded, it's authentic. It's just authentic graded. Because I know it's not gonna get a 10, but to me, I just wanted to encase that signature.
I mean, with that signature, yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, because remember I told you guys before I got a fake Charizard back when I was a kid. So to me, this was like my calling to get one as an adult. And the ones,
the redemption story for the Charizard.
Exactly.
Its arc is complete.
Yeah, and the ones in the bottom are actually all also just the base set, the Japanese Pokemon cards. They're also signed by Mitsuhiro Arita. So I'm a collector of the signed cards. I sold most of them already, but the signed cards I feel like it's gonna grow a lot in value too. So
it should. I mean, that's cool. Attach them to the blockchain somehow.
Yeah, right. And I see, is that an Intel nuke? We're squirreling, but I'm a techie.
Oh,
Is that an NUC right there?
It is.
A little tabletop?
It is.
Hey, those are powerhouse workstations, and they're so small for anybody who's looking. Oh, man.
I'm live stream. I mean,
yeah.
I'm talking to you guys with this. This is powering the whole thing. It's crazy.
That's awesome. That's amazing. Yeah, those catch my eye everywhere I go because I know how powerful they are and in such a small form factor. So,
yeah.
But continue. Sorry.
Oh yeah, no worry. So I mean, the entrepreneur. It's always an ongoing journey. You really do have to love the process. And for me, I've always been very passionate about things that I want to do. I just never got the chance to do it, or maybe I guess didn't want to because I was too conscious about, what people think. Mm-hmm. But now, just being part of the VFriends community, Gary, I think that really pushed me to go all out.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm here with you guys, talking to you guys, doing podcasts. I'm stepping out of my comfort zone because I feel like I really just want to get the message out there for everybody listening and reach as many people as possible and hopefully inspire them to become more financially conscious, because there's just a few key lessons that people should really be aware about in finance, but there's just so much noise out there and we don't really know what to listen to. So I wanted to infuse these lessons in these stories so that hopefully people will have that right path and it'll guide them as they grow up. So that's really my goal. I want to help people become financially free.
That's amazing.
I love it. And it shows, it shows. I saw that immediately. And I think I mentioned it in the DMs when we first connected. I was like, this is brilliant. The underlying value, the face value that you see. Sorry, not underlying, the face value. It's amazing. It's not like you have to purchase the NFT to unlock the story. You're giving it all out there.
Yeah.
And to go back on what you said, man, like for us too, I probably would have never sent him that text. Monkey Bites probably would have never been what it is today without VFriends, because Monkey Bites was inspired through that project, through interacting with the community. So, man, like, this is awesome. You're definitely not alone. And I know countless others are in our position, right? So many other businesses and relationships and podcasts and ideas are forming, and the people forming them are taking action because of this project, of this VFriends that's just inspiring. I don't want to say everybody, but a big percentage of VFriends holders or potential VFriends holders, the willingness to take that action, to step outside your comfort zone. Because just like you, like, I don't like being behind the camera. I never did. Scott's the reason I started doing it, So, man, I tip my hat off to you. It's what you've done so far, and I love the organic approach of putting it out there and letting it build. And, I'm going to let you take the floor here. Sorry.
Yeah, no worry. I tip my hat to you guys, too, because you also inspired me to do this because just I've been watching your podcasts, and I realized that you kind of just have to learn and just do it. So
even on this episode,
yeah,
still learning.
You just gotta adjust. Adjust.
I'm actually on that note, if you guys don't mind, it's bugging me because I really want to give you the full screen, Austin, when you're talking.
I think you're gonna make a whole nother.
I'm gonna duplicate a scene, so I'll let you guys talk. You and Scott, chop it up.
There was actually
your audio's still here though, so you can talk.
Okay.
I wanted to talk to you because I love what you've done with the website. I already mentioned that, but the way that you make the financial information digestible in a way that appeals to more people than just the math guys like you. I love that, and like the way each character, you go into gold and silver, you go into dividends, you go into cryptocurrency. It's almost broken down like a character sheet, like you're gonna play like an MMO or something, or an RPG, turn-based RPG or something, and like choose your path. I love like how you have these kind of like hero concepts behind those ideas.
Yeah, so, I mean, listen, as gamers, I feel like this is something that I would have wished, I wish I read back then, and you could definitely see the style and the comics and the stories and the characters, because yeah.
Yeah, well,
I love
like the comic, man. If you guys haven't checked it out, I don't think we've shared it here, but just go to oneblueland.com. If you're watching here.
Yeah, let's type it in the Twitch chat.
I tried to, but for some reason I'm logged out of my Twitter or Twitch for some reason. But
and thanks everybody for bearing with the technical difficulties.
Go to oneblueland.com. Check it out. But the comic, I was reading through it, the first edition of Captain Bitcoin, and I love how it goes from, he's kind of like this, almost like mild-mannered Clark Kent, but he's working away, at the office. He's living an unsatisfied life. And the heroes are so amazing. Time Stealer, like what an amazing name for, the villain of the story that is literally like, your 9 to 5, like the something that's kind of sucking time away from you when you could be doing other things, or, just living a more fulfilling life. And how, like, Satoshi comes into it all, and Bitcoin, like the whole idea of like the character learning about Bitcoin, and sort of he takes that leap, like physically in the comic, into Bitcoin, and it transforms his life. It's so cool, all the tie-ins, because we talked a little bit about your idea, but once I actually got to reading the comic and learning more about the characters, I'm already like hooked.
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. And see, this is why I do it, is because when I find people enjoying the comics and really learning from them, it inspires me even more to create more.
Yeah.
So, and like you said, the Time Stealer. So he to me is the biggest bad guy out there. If I learned that he was a villain a while ago, I feel like I would have looked at things more differently, because Time Stealer, time really is our most important asset. It's a lot more important than crypto, stocks, real estate, bonds. Time really is everything, and I just wish I learned that back then.
Well, it's kind of, I mean, it sounds very simple to say, but it takes time to develop that knowledge,
Yeah,
exactly. To learn about time, to understand it. You said hitting 30, you started to think a little bit differently. So we all move at our own pace. We all walk our own paths in life. Right. And that was your time to realize it, right? You can't look back on that. We have one life.
But to me, like, why is it like that? Like, why does it have to be that way? Like,
that's true.
Why am I hearing about it at 30?
Yeah. You should want to learn that in school more, right? Like, have that be sort of first and foremost.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it should be a topic in school, or it should be a topic in I don't know, just in social media in general. In well, now it is, especially with everything going on online with YouTube and you can learn everything in YouTube.
Yeah.
But I feel like I need to make it more palatable for people. That way, it could really breach people's psyche, I guess, and inspire them. Because I remember when I was a gamer, man, like nothing will I just play until like 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m.
Yeah, you could spend countless hours.
Yeah, and I just can't break that habit, So I feel like if I make characters that are fun and relatable and cool, with cool stories, then about finance, and I really wish people would learn these lessons through the comics and through the stories.
And I mean, I think that they will. I mean, just from reading it, like, you can tell this is so well thought out, this comic book, the art, the message, the storylines. It's such a cool tie-in to crypto and like Bitcoin, I'm really interested to see. There's only one comic currently up, right?
Yeah. I actually have like, I went crazy. I actually have like 10 in production.
Amazing.
But
dude, I love to hear it.
But they're not all about Bitcoin. I know One Blue Land seems like a Bitcoin, Bitcoin. Yeah. But I did want to make the entire first series to be about Bitcoin, because to me it symbolizes like people have to think for their own, because people are not going to tell you to invest in certain things if it's not, I guess, I mean, you will start hearing about mainstream stuff when it's already too late. Right. Like when people don't like crypto, when people didn't like Bitcoin, when it was not talked about, that's exactly the time to invest, because the price is still low. The price reflects that. But I just want to make a point that people should think for themselves and research things on their own, and not really pay attention to all the noise and the pollution out there. You should really do your own research, basically.
Yeah, definitely.
I love it. That's well said right there.
Is Bitcoin gonna have a venture into NFTs? Can you give a teaser out? Like,
yeah, please.
Bitcoin. Will he have like an NFT issue or something?
Yeah. So I'm still building out all the NFT perks and the access. I really want so all the comics are free, all the stories are free. I actually have also YouTube videos of these comics. So yeah, they're semi-animated, but they're also narrated by voice actors.
That's incredible.
Yeah, I don't know if you got the chance to check it out, but Captain Bitcoin actually is already on YouTube, the first series.
That's amazing. Cool. We'll definitely have to check that out.
Yeah.
I just joined the Discord, so I'll be tapped into the main line of One Blue Land News. So
so with the NFTs, right now, also all the comics are free to read online. I created NFTs just for that collectible factor, and just to give a lot of more access and perks in the future, because NFTs are it's so early and there's so much potential out there that I feel like the
You just cut out there.
possibilities are endless. Like you could build on the IP forever.
I think we might be having internet issues.
Can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah, give us 1 second.
Let's sorry about I don't know what could be causing.
I think it was just a hiccup in the internet.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's still stuttering.
Hello? Hello?
What are you downloading, Scott?
Not
Can you hear me?
No, I can hear you.
Internet?
Every now and then.
Oh, I could hear you guys.
Yeah,
okay.
You're coming back. I think that we must have hit a hiccup. Well, actually, we look smooth. We're still moving on there.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird.
Right?
Yeah. Give it a second. Take a tiny little break.
It should be good enough. Quick ping.
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
Coming back. At least it seems like maybe there's no audio though.
Okay, I mean, I'm speaking right now. Can you guys hear me?
Oh, perfect. Yes.
No, it was delayed.
Was it delayed?
Yeah. We can hear you, but it's got a delay.
Okay. Should I try to log off?
I think just give it 1 second.
Yeah,
because it seems like it's sort of.
Let's give it let's try talking, because you haven't glitched in a moment here.
Okay. I mean, is my voice being cut off?
No, audio's actually good now.
Yeah, audio's perfect. Yeah. Okay,
so it's just the video then.
Yeah.
I guess I'll just start talking about the NFTs.
Yeah.
So right now,
perfect.
All the NFTs are available for the first comics, Captain Bitcoin, and I decided to just create an NFT for each issue. And also, I decided to create an NFT for each main character that's going to be out there. And it'll give you access to a lot of things that right now you could also, once you purchase it, you can download like a PDF file. You could join the Discord and join an exclusive chat room. And just as a teaser, I'm trying to work on some wearables for some of the characters.
That's awesome.
I don't know if you guys use the Decentraland. Have you guys?
I've dabbled in it. I'm not like there like all the time. I'm jumping every now and then. But you're planning a Decentraland wearable? Yeah,
I'm like. I feel like just. So I've actually streamed these movies in Decentraland. It's pretty funny. It's pretty cool because it's
awesome.
It's like next level social distancing.
Yeah,
I noticed that. That's a really cool approach. Like having the showtime, the movie time, the reveal.
Yeah.
at a certain point in time.
How often do you do that?
I'm trying to do it like once a week, and for the attendees, I've been doing like giveaways for the first edition.
Oh man, dude, I would come and hang out in Decentraland and watch the movie with everyone.
It's pretty cool. I was blown away because in the beginning I had like 50 people show up.
Yeah.
And then the latest one I had like 150 people.
Dude,
the stream awesome. Actually lagged out because there was so many streams.
Yeah.
But it's just amazing how people are actually watching these comics and these stories. I feel very lucky.
I noticed so from the comic to the NFTs, I noticed we have Satoshi, we have Time Stealer, we have Captain Bitcoin, but Ryan
on the screen here.
Sukiko are not in the comic book yet. So that's like a kind of a hint, that's a teaser on what's to come.
Yeah. So that's actually the next issue. I'm trying to release the next issue in about 1 or 2 months. Okay. And as a teaser, that issue is all about inflation. Because I don't know if you got a chance to see that character called Burr, and I'm sure you've heard. Yeah, I'm sure you've heard the phrase called the.
He's like the monster-looking guy, right?
Yeah. It's money printer goes Burr.
Yeah, money printer goes Burr.
I'm sure you've heard that.
Yeah, I've
it's
heard
such
that.
A funny meme.
Yeah.
So I was like, how do I create a character about inflation? So I was like, let me just put these bazookas in the back of a large monster. Yeah. And just have money coming out of them.
Amazing.
Oh
man. So what kind of access do the NFTs give you? I guess what was your thinking down the line with the NFT, like the tie-in with the comic?
So I'm actually gonna for right now. It's the first edition comes with the physical comic books. So I thought tying the NFT to a physical collectible was. I don't know. I think it's such a cool thing because, it's something people could hang on to. So you have both the digital and the physical copy. So the first edition comes with the NFT. I'm trying to build the community in Discord to, talk about finance, these stories, and just any ideas. I'm always adapting.
Yeah.
Also, right, the NFTs. I'm planning on releasing more like exclusive art for the NFT holders.
Yeah.
As the story progresses and as people read the comics, the manga, and hopefully as things grow, I want to be able to give like one-of-one art, just some really cool art for the NFT holders in the future. So I'll be doing like drops for them.
Yeah, the NFTs. I mean, as a standalone, the art is so good. It'd be crazy to see what you guys can cook up for drops.
Yeah, and I'm just learning. Like right now, not all the access and perks are out there yet, but just observing VFriends, you guys, you're a really cool project.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask, and that's one thing I wanted to mention to Scott. I was like, I have no doubt in my mind that Austin has plans, for us to connect through VFriends, and for him to observe Gary and model his project after Gary, like we are in a way. I have no doubt in my mind that you're going to come up with some just game-changing utility that you're just going to throw in there saying, hey, if you own X, Y, or Z, am I wrong? Am I you want to give me the fire, the cold emoji if I'm hot or cold on that thought?
No, that's exactly the plan, man. I'm here to learn, and I'm actually part of Hangout Hawks. So I wanted to ask Gary these. I'm preparing questions for Gary already on how I could grow the comics, the NFT, because Gary's also doing comics.
Yeah.
So
I'm sure if he heard about this and saw the artwork and what you've done, he'd probably get excited and want to help out any way he can.
Gary, if you're listening,
we're trying to get him on the show for episode number 55. It conveniently lands on Non-Fungible Token Friday.
That is so awesome.
Right? It's so I'm gonna pop back over here to this screen.
Did you guys get that the podcast Panther, or we're looking into it before?
So I'll actually come back here because I would like to talk to him. So yeah, I'm actually bummed. In a way, I'm not that bummed, right? I have some FaceTimes, right? I accumulated multiples so that I had more than 5 minutes. And my approach was I'd rather have the one-on-one time with Gary than share it. Although it would have been nice to add that to the portfolio in the sense of connecting, what he's doing with connecting everybody within the Hangout Hawks, right? It's yes, you're going to get that one-on-one time, that Q&A session with Gary. However, I think the most valuable part of the Hangout Hawks is those collaborations, is those future partnerships, those relationships that are going to be built and formed through that access. I think that's the unique, special part of the access that maybe people are overlooking. Correct me if I'm wrong. Was that kind of your approach, or were you more hoping for the one-on-one time with him through the token?
No. I totally agree with you. I feel like it's all about the community, the micro communities that are forming. I mean, I feel like it didn't really start yet, but people are already collaborating with other VFriend holders, like what we're doing right now.
Exactly, right?
Yeah. So I feel like he just created this monster. And I'm just so excited to be part of it from the beginning.
He really did, and likewise, man. We're so excited to have made this connection and to have connected this early on in the process. Our project launches are both very early on.
We're little babies.
In the scheme of, we're little babies. We're in our infant stage. We're just getting started. So it's awesome. Looking forward to it. So let's pop back over. I'd like to showcase more if there's any part of the project that you'd like to kind of walk through and explain. I do have some more questions, but I also want to give you the floor to really tackle any parts of the site or maybe any parts of OpenSea that you'd like me to open up.
Yeah, sure. I mean, we can go ahead and open up. Actually, I would rather show the Instagram because
let's do it.
I have a lot of like the villains out there that I've put up.
Oh, is there a bunch of newer art on the Instagram? Or like recent stuff, or there's more art, I guess, out there?
I was just creating like a profile of all the villains because the villains are really a big part of the central theme of the comics themselves, because they have such good lessons that I really want to show people. So I feel like if you just scroll down a little more.
I saw the Hangout, the Decentraland Hangout up there too.
Oh, they want me to log in? Here, let me go ahead and log in real quick. I'm using a separate browser for the stream so it doesn't pull up too much personal while I'm streaming.
Oh, okay. But yeah, going back to the villains, I created villains, and each villain has a lesson or theme behind them. And these comics, I feel like the villains really are like the main characters of all these comics, because I wish that I knew about them back then.
Interesting.
All right, sorry, it's gonna slow down there. Yeah. So let me just go quickly talk about the villains. I'm gonna give like the quick highlights on why I created them. That way, hopefully. Okay, so you see right there, Burr.
Yeah.
So I just want to talk about inflation real quick, because inflation is such an important topic, and something I wish I learned a while ago. I mean, I knew about it, but I didn't really know how bad it is. So what I mean is, so as a, for example, as a nurse, I started my salary. I mean, I'm gonna talk out there for a nurse, starting salary back then, 10 years ago, was around $70K. And right now, 2021, I'm hearing salary start at around even like low six figures, 100K.
Yeah.
But if you think about it, if you do the math behind it, that 70K back then, the purchasing power of that 70K is pretty much the same thing as the purchasing power of the 100K today. So I don't think people realize how bad inflation is, because you're essentially getting paid the exact same thing 10 years ago. Yet people think, oh crap, I'm making $100,000 now. But they don't realize that the purchasing power of that $100,000 is not what it was 10 years ago. So this next issue that I'm coming out with, Burr is like that big character, that big monster.
Yeah.
And the acid that's coming out of his mouth actually represents the erosion and the corrosion that inflation has on
I see
money.
His net worth is eroding daily. That's a nice
I love that.
Yep. So I really want to bring that lesson out there.
What great timing too, given all of what's going on right now.
Yeah.
You know? We don't have to touch on it too much, but there is, I mean, it speaks for itself, the amount of money that's being printed.
Right.
So, man, what great timing and what amazing art. Look at how savage this thing looks. Like, wow.
Yeah, no, thank you. And I wanted to give them, like those strength, agility. I'm a big stats guy, so I don't know. I love
RPG stats.
RPG stats. Yep. Strength, agility. But I feel like I wanted to throw the net worth of the characters down there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just never seen that in any, character profile of like heroes.
I know. I remember seeing that's what caught my eye on one of your characters. It was funny, the net worth versus the actions of the strengths and weaknesses. It was like contradictory.
This guy,
not contradictory, but it was just so funny and on point. Between
why don't you guys pick a hero or pick a character and I'll talk about it.
He looks so sick to me. Parabolic.
Parabolic does look at this mask here. Oh, wow.
So, yeah, a little sneak peek on that. That issue hasn't been released yet, but Parabolic is another Bitcoin hero, and I'm creating. So just to put it out there, I don't think Bitcoin needs a superhero, but these characters represent the individual finding Bitcoin and learning about it and taking action for themselves.
Yeah.
So that's why I created Captain Bitcoin, Parabolic, and these other Bitcoin-related superheroes. But Bitcoin will be fine just on its own.
Mm-hmm.
But I just wanted to show that Bitcoin was created for the people, and these characters that found Bitcoin essentially transformed themselves and took control of their lives. So a big central theme of these initial comics that I'm releasing is about Bitcoin, but I have a lot more coming out that's just generally about pure finance. Just some really cool lessons that I've learned through the years and put me where I am today. Mm-hmm. And I infused them in these comics and these characters. No, thank you. But Parabolic, man, I'm excited to release that one. He's super cool.
Let me pick one now. Hold on. I am gonna just talk about this one.
Yeah,
Satoshi,
please.
This is my guy. I just remember reading the white paper when I actually understood it. Way back when I read it, right? And I'd love to hear it. Who do you think it is? That's the question everybody wants to know. Who is Satoshi? We'll never know, and I hope we'll never find out, right?
We'll never know.
But if you could guess, do you have a wild guess on who it could be?
I mean, it could be a they, they.
Right? Yeah.
I mean, it could be a group of people, actually.
Exactly.
I'm more leaning towards the they, to be honest. It's a group. I mean, what about you guys?
Me personally, it's one of two scenarios. The creator is now dead, unfortunately, right? There's been a lot of early adopters and early transactions of Bitcoin those wallet address owners have unfortunately passed. So could be that option, right? Option one or option two. It's somebody who saw the power in a technology that could revolutionize the world over the course of a couple of decades, and instead of capitalizing on it, they chose to release it for the public and throw away the master seeds to all that Bitcoin that hasn't moved in over a decade. I'm thinking it's one of those two scenarios. I'm thinking that for that person or that group of people to make it this far, and not touch the money, you know what I mean? Not touch their stash that they mined originally is out of this world. It shows the amount of, I don't know if this is the right word, but honor behind their decision of sticking to what they originally set out to do. Release this game-changing technology and not be known and not try to capitalize on it, right? Better the world. I think it's one of those two scenarios personally.
I'm gonna go simple answer. I think it's a team of people. Easy.
Sorry, I had to get into it because I've had a lot of different conversations
sure,
with a lot of different people.
You've had more time to think about it.
Oh man, I used to have the Google Trends news updates on my phone. It was unnecessary. That's why we were kind of talking before, when we connected yesterday. I removed all the notifications for crypto markets many years back because it was just driving me crazy. There's no need for me to know minute by minute because I'm not a day trader in it. You know what I mean? Like, that's not my approach. It's a long-term approach. So I'm just like, disable. But I understand that it's everybody's different. But I just wanted to share that. So let's get back to it.
Yeah. So, so more about NFTs, I guess.
Yeah, so would you like to spotlight
or characters
a character that we haven't talked about yet? Is there a particular character?
I mean, let me talk about Captain Bitcoin.
I love it.
So he's the very first issue.
I love it. So this is full screen.
Yeah. Man, these portraits, these were done by an artist named Martin. I just want to give a big shout out to him. I ended up using all the art that he did in my logo. So yeah, I love it. He's such a talented and he's so easy to work with. By the way, if you guys ever want to see who these artists are, the writers, copywriter, everybody that I've ever worked with, they're all in the website.
Yeah, I noticed you have tons of artists.
Yeah, so they're all their links, their social media, because anybody I've ever worked with, I want the artists themselves to be shown out there to the world, because without them, this is not possible at all. Like, they really brought the story to life. These guys are so super talented. So yeah, thank you to all the artists out there. And I feel like NFTs will create some really crazy opportunities for artists right now.
Oh, definitely.
Yep. So yeah,
I'm just slowly scrolling for you to shout everybody out on screen if you're looking. I'm just scrolling down the about section of the website here for the viewers. Of course.
Thank you.
I love how you're shouting everybody out, even every interaction, man. This is really amazing. Anybody who's helped you along your path, and even the anonymous ones. That's fantastic.
Yeah, some people did not want to be in there, but I think over time they're gonna want to. I'm gonna make them regret that they didn't want to be there, because I have such fuel for what I'm doing right now, that I feel like I'm going all out in the next couple of years.
And
super excited.
Right? Conviction cockroach.
Yep.
Yep. Is that the right terminology? Did I use that word correctly? I believe so.
Yeah.
Having that conviction of like, you guys will see.
Yeah.
Kind of like Gary, who likes to talk about rising from the ashes like a phoenix. Like, I wish I lost everything. How he talks about on his shows. I love it, man. I love, your intent. I love the authenticity behind the approach and just how much value it brings you.
Thank you.
Wanted to really correlate with what you said of how your mindset shifted at age 30. Anybody viewing this, do you guys feel the same? Because I want to agree with him. I went through a similar shift myself. It hit me when I hit 30, and it took me a few years of reading, getting back into reading, and then this year really getting heavy into financial books, and that level, that financial aptitude, the step that it took in such a small period of time of just consistently reading every day for 90 minutes, it's out of this world. And we're seeing that now occur with an NFT project, that instead of having to read those books, you can interact with Austin's project here at One Blue Land. And I think it's just phenomenal what you've done, and I can't wait to be a part of it. You know what I mean? So really wanted to shout you out there. So let's
Thank you.
Of course. Let's go back full screen. Is there something else on the website you'd like us to touch on? Floor is yours. I really wanna...
Actually, yeah, right here. So right behind me. I mean, why did I even name it One Blue Land?
Yeah.
So to me, I mean, I like to hike. I'm a hiker also.
Beautiful shot there.
And so I envisioned like a land, like a blue land, as a symbol for freedom. And I kind of wanted that to be the goal. Like, to me, One Blue Land is freedom. And in the end, like, it's not really about the money. Like, we're not really trying to get, like, super rich and like into the 8 figures, 9 figures, like because after a certain amount of money, like it doesn't really equate to happiness.
Right. There's like a statistic after a certain amount of point, happiness starts to fall off. I've seen a few polls or whatnot they've done.
Exactly. I mean, I do feel like, there's certain there's a certain threshold for how much money, you should have just to meet the basic needs and, to meet all the goals in life. But in the end, money really is, it's all about the time and the freedom to do what you want. Because if you're not, there's like having a job is not a bad thing as long as you like it.
Yeah.
And you love doing it. But I feel like there's actually 4 things that people should achieve. Have you guys heard of that term called the ikigai?
I was actually going to ask you about that. I was like kind of waiting my time to ask about that. If you want to open it on the website, it's core principles and then scroll down. Because I saw that and that like really resonated with me. I was like, damn, that is such a cool thought. Like, and I really like that graph is a very nice way to put it visually. But talk about it a bit more. I love this.
So yeah, I mean, if you guys check out the website, like I literally put all my core principles into that page, and ikigai is such a big part of it because ikigai means it's a Japanese term and it's basically a reason for being. So it kind of just what I'm trying to say. So it kind of like what's your purpose in life, And in order to live a meaningful and purposeful and happy life, you need to have these 4 key traits, which is doing something that you love, doing something that you're good at, something that the society needs, and something that you could also get paid well for at the same time. So if you could find a job, a role that encompasses all these very important aspects, then you've found your ikigai. And to me, I think I've found it through these comics because I feel like, I love doing this stuff. I'm good at it because I'm the director of all these stories in the comics. I feel like the world needs it because financial education is such an important thing. And also in the end, I do think that I could make good income from it through the NFTs and the comics. So it kind of just checks everything off the list. And I've talked to actually some copywriters in the past, and they've mentioned ikigai. And one of the copywriters I've talked to actually said he's a professor also, and he ended up using ikigai for students that don't really know what they want to do in life. So I was just so impressed with that professor because I feel like ikigai should be part of a curriculum.
Yeah, it's like if you just sort of follow this, I like the intersection points, because we kind of know, what you want to do on like the bigger circles, what you love, what the world needs, what you're good at, and what you can be paid for. Those separate circles, I think, they're not really that hard to figure out, but maybe the feelings that you get when you're at an intersection, you're not quite at is it ikigai? The like when you're like, for example, what you're good at and what you love when they intersect, you have a feeling of satisfaction but a feeling of uselessness because you're lacking supplying what the world needs and your vocation.
Exactly. And if like you said, if you're not hitting like if you're only hitting like 2 of these circles, then you're missing a big part of your life.
Yeah.
Because you really do need all of these in order to live a meaningful life. And hey, if for all the viewers that are watching this, just sit down one day, and if you don't know where you're, if you're lost, if you need guidance, just write it down and see if these circles meet that criteria.
Yeah.
There's actually a big misspelling there. It says ikagi, but it's supposed to be ikigai.
There's another one too. Just to, as you're aware of that one, comfortable on the bottom left. Just so we update that.
Yeah, I'm gonna update that.
We had
Thank you.
ones.
We had that on our website
okay.
also.
Hey, we gotta just keep adapting. We gotta keep
Yep,
solve things as they go.
But I
Yes,
gotta
sir.
say, I love this. You know, I feel like maybe I've heard this term, but I honestly can't remember hearing this term. But I've seen similar graphs be drawn up, you know, and I was wondering, where's the source of this? Where'd they get this idea from? And it must be this, you know what I mean? Because this comes from centuries and centuries and centuries ago, if I'm not mistaken, right? It's an ancient. This is not something that was created in the 21st century, right? This is something that dates back, I'm sure, to the 18 or 1700s. I'm just spitballing here. I could be completely wrong. But I just love each section. It really reminds me of the... Have you heard of this? It's the 9-box enneagram. It's kind of like how to lead a balanced life. There's 9 different categories of life. You know, your artistic and aside, your hobbies and leisure, your finances, your partner, your professions. And like, if you find that right balance, I know it's, you know, it's not kind of talking about the same purpose driven. It's more of balance driven, but I really see a lot of correlations here with how, I'm going to have to bring up monkey bites. Like, what I love, what the world needs, what I'm good at, what you can be paid for. I mean, it's perfectly right in the middle, and it sounds like One Blue Land is perfectly right in the middle for you too. I mean, that's just amazing. It's beautiful.
Yeah. And this is what I'm so excited about, because I feel like, looking at you guys, I feel like through BitMonkey, through what you're doing right now, I think you guys have found your ikigai. just as I've found mine.
I appreciate it. And I'd love to learn. So ikigai, is that how you say it really fast? Ikigai?
Yes. I mean, I don't want to. I mean, you can look it up, but I'm pretty sure that's how you say it.
Because I'm the worst person to paraphrase and tell you how it's said,
Butcher
unless it's in Portuguese or part English. But sometimes I butcher words, so I just wanted to double check.
Right. How about we wrap it up with some final words, some final thoughts? Anything you're feeling towards the future, whether it's project wise, life wise, what are you excited about going forward?
I mean, I'm just excited to learn every day, and I'm always adjusting. I'm super pumped that I met you guys. We're gonna go through this together. We could. I mean, this doesn't have to be like a one and done thing. I feel like we're just gonna keep going at it.
We could talk about your project and our project. Like, we could go back and forth for hours.
Yeah,
I would really love to do that with less technical difficulties.
I was gonna.
We'll set it up better next time. We'll be ready.
But what were you gonna say? Sorry, go for it.
No, I was gonna say, like, I'm super excited to be part of VFreds, just connecting with people, stepping out of my comfort zone, and just learning.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's and I really want people to. My goal is for people to be inspired by comics and collectibles, and just take control of their lives, because finance is such a big thing that it's still so underrepresented. So yeah, I'm here to hopefully solve that problem for a lot of people.
I love that.
I love it. Yeah, I think you're definitely gonna open a lot of eyes and teach a lot of people, over time.
Thank you.
That's just my belief. So I'm with you. I believe in you. I'm so stoked for you in this project.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And I'm super excited for you guys too. The Monkey Bites.
It, man.
Thank you.
I want to see where it goes. I'm just happy. I mean, I'm gonna put it out there, but I'm the number 3 Monkey Bite holder.
Yes, sir.
Austin is, yeah.
So I definitely found you guys at such an early point, and I love that. I like to be early at things.
That's amazing.
And I'm gonna drop a little
surprise.
hint for anybody watching. Right? Is before the surprise, right? But in his Discord when we connected, right, I hopped in the Discord and I was looking around. You mentioned something that it resonated with me and what our approach and what we're doing. And you responded as, this is a very small, organic approach. You're putting it out there first and foremost, and letting the market, decide based off of your vision. We have a very similar approach, right? Very little marketing out the gate. We wanted a small, intimate, really stable launch that we can grow and scale. And I know our approach is a little unique, but we're on the same page. So for anybody wanting to look into just this game-changing project with killer art, please go check out Austin's NFT project at oneblueland.com. And I'll make sure we put copies of all your social, website, the OpenSea marketplace in the comments and bio as well.
Yeah, let's grow together.
Yeah, so, but we do have a surprise.
Surprise!
Oh.
I know, I almost ruined it earlier. I was so excited.
He almost ruined it. But I'm gonna let you and Scott talk for just a moment.
So before we even met Austin, Marcelo, of course, he mentioned that he wanted to have you on the show, and he was telling me about your project and stuff. I pulled up the art, on OpenSea, and I was like, oh my god, this Satoshi is so sick. The art just, really like spoke to me. I was like, this is clean art. And I was like, I really want to buy this. And so when I got here today, I was like, let's buy one on air.
Dude.
So we're going to grab Satoshi number 1 and Satoshi number 2.
Oh my gosh.
So
you guys are amazing.
We really wanted to support a project that, man, it's a game changer. And I'm so excited for you. So I'm just moving over.
And
the
like,
screen
it passes all my check boxes. If I'm going to invest in a project, number 1 is the art good. Yes, I'm there. Is the team, the roadmaps good? Yes, I believe. And it's just like, I'm so excited for you and what you're going to do, and we just want to help support that. Give back.
Wow.
That's
Thank you guys. This is I mean, yeah, you're gonna do it on air too, so
we did. I didn't plug in my wallet here, but you can already see I just snagged on BitMonkey Studio a minute ago. I think this is a steal personally with what you're about to do with these comics and these characters. So I am so happy to have. Do I have the first Satoshi? Am I the first character purchase?
I think you are. Yeah. Well, actually, I think you're the second. You're the second.
Okay.
Because I'm a big fan of these characters, so I bought the first
number
one.
Wait, but if you look at the token, that must be looking at the first one. Damn it! I wanted number 2.
That's funny.
Yeah. Because actually, I bought it. I bought it from myself.
I feel that.
Okay. I love it.
But there's only 21. There's only 21 Satoshis.
Yep.
I mean. And actually, I also had a surprise for this podcast.
You have a surprise.
I wanted to, I have a surprise. I was gonna tell you guys before the end.
Oh man!
Because I was actually I wanted to give away the first edition comics or manga for all the people that would comment on your video for this podcast.
Right.
So I'm just gonna pick a random person that comments, and I'm gonna take your get your wallet and then send you the NFT that comes with the physical comic books.
I love
if you guys want it,
this, comment.
Yep.
Just leave us a comment below. Austin will go through, and you'll be on your way to the one blue land.
And for those watching this live on Twitch, sorry, I believe that's for YouTube post production. So we'll have it live on YouTube within 90 minutes or so. Because I'm hungry. I'm gonna be honest. I'm hungry. So
don't worry.
Dinner after this, but I'm gonna have it immediately right after. So we'll make sure. Man,
Sounds
that's
good.
so awesome, dude.
Yeah, no problem. I'll give it like a week, and then in 1 week I'll just pick a random person and I'll send the comics and the NFT.
Cool.
There you
so
go.
a week from today we're gonna select the winner there. So fantastic. Who knows? Maybe we'll have you back on the show if schedules align properly.
Yeah.
It'd
be
awesome.
I would love to. Thank you so much, guys. You guys have been, man. Thank you. Seriously, you guys are. I guess you brought me out of my shell.
Dude, hey man,
out of my cocoon. You brought me out of my cocoon.
So, it's good to be in a cocoon every once in a while. I like the word cocoon. It's like you're in a little villa somewhere. At least that's just how my weird visual brain works.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Yeah,
thank you for having me.
So, thank you so much for tuning in. And I think, do you have any closing thoughts? Shall we drop some closing thoughts on this one?
No.
No.
I'm trying to grab my Satoshi.
Yeah. Before somebody else grabs it, right? That's funny. But yeah, I'm gonna just say thank you again, Austin, for coming on the show.
Appreciate you hanging out.
Thanks for all the viewers in the Twitch stream and all the viewers watching this on YouTube afterwards. This is another episode of BitmonkeyTV on Non-Fungible Token Fridays, episode number 28.
Yep.
We have Austin here on the interview screen. My name is Marcelo.
I'm Scott.
And we hope you all have a great day.
And check out oneblueland.com.
Don't forget oneblueland.com.
All right, see you, Austin.
Thank you, Marcelo, Scott. Have a good one, guys.
You.
Bye.
Thanks for having me.